super excited you're here. As part of our anthology series, each of our improvisers has written a short story, which we are using as the seed for an arc that we're going to use to world build in preparation for an epic campaign. This arc was seeded by Blake Davis. I am your evil mastermind, Deus Mortis Adil Patel, and these foolish mortals joining me around our table are Blake Davis.
Hi.
Gus Shepard.
Hello.
Adam Zelmer.
Yep.
And Matt Dorfman.
Hello.
And for the next 3 hours, you're stuck in here with me.
I mean, you can also leave at any time.
Yeah.
You can, yeah.
That's a lie.
If you're on YouTube, you can pause it.
Our GM is a pathological liar. You can leave whenever you feel like.
He makes up stories and makes you feel like you're in them.
He also said welcome
He's
back,
actually
and
very
this is
good.
the first time you've come here, so.
Yep.
That's not true.
He meant,
For some of you, it might
welcome back to
Every
this
episode is somebody's
This
first
was a
episode.
new-
That's fair. You got me. You got me there.
Okay.
You got me there. Okay. So last session, if I recall correctly, we left off right after the conversation that Bear had with Talora's father, and you guys were at the library teaching Rivers how to read, and also like just investigating the past of the.
Mostly investigating.
Yeah, it was mostly investigating the past of what, like, how leadership of the tribe was passed down in the past, right? So after that, Bear and Paul had went to speak with Ulfir, and Talura was with him.
Krios.
Oh, it was you two?
All four of us were there. Ulfir was with Talura.
There's multiple times that we talked about it. But
I thought
Both
it was
of
just
you two
this
had
time.
your main bitch.
no, he was drunk in a bar still, and then he stumbled back, and I made sure that Rivers was taking care of him while I took Krios.
Yep.
Very begrudgingly on my part.
Gotcha. Oh, right, because he was a neutral
That is
party.
right.
Yeah.
Because I did
I
not
need
want to have to
someone
ask
super
him for
smart.
help.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I need somebody that's going to remember this.
That's
better.
what it was. Yeah. So you guys went to speak with Ulfir and Talora to see if you could figure out why things were basically like the way that they were, and see what kind of flexibility there was. But for the most part, Ulfir was very rigid in following the traditions, and there wasn't a lot of options to get out of the way that things were. So we passed into the night, and then you guys had executed on your plan to have Rivers fly in and listen in, or specifically to speak with Riho. But when he got there, Riho was having a conversation with another woman who was his birth mother, as far as anyone could tell. Leora was her name. And he overheard a conversation where Leora was trying to encourage Riho to lead the tribe in a different direction and how to do it. That was when Rivers revealed himself. And what exactly happened there? I don't have perfect memory, but for the most part, it seemed like you had gone there to try to see if you could rescue him or get him out of there.
That's right, and he had, at that point, kind of been leaning towards not needing to be rescued and actually accepting his responsibilities in a possible role in reuniting our tribes and or at least opening a dialogue that might heal both of our peoples.
Yeah. And then afterwards, you guys, like seeing that was a perfectly reasonable way to move forward. You returned, you guys slept. The next day, the festivities started building up, and then the time came for Riho to be anointed as the chief, and he was. And celebrations were had throughout the night, and...
I was a bear and somebody rode me.
In a platonic way.
I think I rode the real bear, and you were posing as the...
There's the fake bear.
No, you rode me.
You rode.
Oh, no, yeah, I was
That
right.
I was
You're right.
posing
I'm
as-
sorry.
And his
Fake
name is
bear.
Asmodeus.
Asmodeus was actually posing as me. And
This
I was
is
posing as
this is the one who plays Asmodeus, by the way. She's on the couch right now.
Lola.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Asmodeus, come.
During the festivities, that is when the White Sister, the Moon Goddess, chose the new shaman, the shaman that would rule with Riho. And instead of picking Talura, as everyone had expected, the White Sister chose the Little Sparrow, her younger sister. her mute younger sister, who, as far as anyone can tell, she could speak when she was younger, but something happened and she lost her voice. After that, Tulura, in seeing at this point everything had been taken from her, she fled from the ritual grounds, and Ulfir had ran after her and slammed right into that same barrier that had kept Rivers from entering earlier, because it was time for his duel. Rivers and Apal dueled, and not Rivers, sorry, Ulfir and Apal dueled, and Apal lost. He
Started off hot.
He started off fiery hot, man. You jumped over his sword.
Not for
Nuts.
lack of trying.
Didn't keep the pressure up though.
And after taking Ulfir's like engine rocket sword, new name for that thing, to the shoulder and getting a cut clean down to his hip, he fell and was greeted by Death, who was apparently just playing a little prank that he had agreed on with the White Sister. And the White Sister, after having a brief conversation with Apal about his resolve and his purpose, resurrected him. And as he resurrected, everyone around him who had a connection to the moons fell into a vision, just like he did, where they saw Jalen Jalen and a bunch of the Galra Ray being anointed by the Circle of the Druids as paladins and heading north to fight. So, now, you look up to see a red sky, and you hear a breathy voice as though it's been pacing. Those vile cowards! They ran from the glory of war when they had the chance, and now they choose to attack those that they abandoned on the night of a celebration. Ulfir should have executed the whole quartet of maggots when they first arrived at the Burnt Gate. I bet the blood of that strange traveler smells even sweeter than the so-called paladins. I could hear his screams in my sleep. The rage boiled in Ulfir's as he struck the last blow. It was perfect. Only to be ruined by my sister. She had disowned him. He broke his vow, and still she spared him. Pathetic. And to recant her own blessing over Tulura, it seems cowardice can infect even her. Tulura was strong. The little sparrow will bring only weakness to the tribe. How can she expect to lead without a voice? I'd rather see Leora be her own shaman. At least she could admit she's a coward out loud. She'll be running away before she can steal that mantle, though. Jalen and those horrid Galra Ray will be upon them soon. The Corpal are unprepared. How am I supposed to sleep when bloodshed is so near? Curse my pale sister, she has stolen the moon from me too many times. It ends tonight. If the moon will not bathe the forest in red, then I will bathe it in blood.
So we just woke up and heard that?
Nope. That's an epilogue, or like a prologue.
Oh, okay.
I had
So,
reactions ready.
so Apal, you have this vision of the Galra Ray's Druid Council anointing their paladins. And as you fell, you saw a bunch of the warriors. You saw Ulfir, you saw the shaman and the chief, the current shaman and chief, all go down as you fell into unconsciousness to get this vision. But only you seem to have awoken. What do you do?
Am I in vision or like in real life now?
You're in real life now. Your wounds are healed, though your armor is shattered. Your halberd barely has a handle. You can't really use it. I should mention, though, there's a new move on your character sheet. It is called Channel. Just don't read into it just yet. You don't need to use it now. It's just something that can come in handy. What do? You're the only person who saw this vision. but the rest of you have seen maybe 10% of the Corpal, their warriors, their leaders, fall unconscious.
So I saw, just so that I understand, I saw him get beat by Ulfir and then stand up from being defeated by Ulfir, and then
You saw. So, yeah, keep going.
Right. So I saw him get bludgeoned. He fell, got back up, then fell again, or was it all just kind of one motion,
No,
and
no,
then a bunch of people
he
fell?
started getting up, and then as he fell, Ulfir fell, the chief and the shaman fell. Tons of people. All the warriors fell.
Did I fall since I also
You
had
did
a
not.
connection? Oh, okay.
Did Krios?
You did not.
But we
And-
had the vision?
We didn't have the vision.
None of you
Only
had the
people that have a connection to the moon, it sounded like.
Got it.
Because I clarified that off
Mhm.
screen.
Got it.
Not to steal from the moment, so I'm not going to, but I just want to let you know that, like, the second I see Ulfir land, like, the killing blow, I've already started sprinting to Apal.
Yeah, perfect. So you
Because he's my bro.
you start sprinting.
My
You know,
assistant. Sorry.
Ulfir pulls out the sword.
Apal, no.
So let me stitch this
What?
together.
Ulfir is conscious?
Help us so
No, so I'm
Oh,
going back
okay,
and I'm
I see,
stitching
I
it
see.
together with that information. So Ulfir landed a blow that went from the shoulder straight down to the hip, but not all the way through. And he pulls it out, and you see Paul drop. As he starts to fall, you start sprinting up to him. But then, with a flash of white light coming from the hip all the way up, you see the wounds reknit, and he starts to get up again. But you're like, well, fuck, you're still in full sprint. You don't know what's going on. And as Apal starts to fall the second time, you slide under and you catch him. Ulfir drops. The shaman and the chief drop. All the warriors drop.
Cool. Thank you.
Asmodeus, go upstairs.
She did not like that. So if it's like probably 10-20% of the people in this like celebration that actually like passed out, right? That succumbed to this vision.
Yeah, and no, well, I guess it's actually quite a bit more because the whole village is there. The village is like 4,000 people.
Yeah,
Right.
but on a percentage basis, I mean.
Percentage basis, it's actually it's like 100. Now that I've said it out loud, so it's like not that many people. They don't have that many
2.5%.
warriors, right? Like it's not crazy. And Paul, remember you did get this vision as well.
But now he's in my arms.
He's
and
in your
he's
arms
starting
and he's
to come,
stirring again. Yeah.
I'm like seizing in a vision.
tapping him on the cheek. Tapping him
Like-
on the cheek.
Hello?
Yeah, just one of those like, yeah. Just give him a little tap.
Oh,
Come,
awesome.
come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
I'll bound over as a bear.
Still is a bear. Do you remember how much
Still
older-
bear? It's important. It might be important.
It
Of
might-
course I'm
yeah.
still a bear.
I'll approach slower than them too, but
No reason not to.
not any less sincere. Just
Yeah, just
cautious.
a little more cautious. Paul, take it away. Spotlight
So I just like kind of wake up. Whoa.
Well, it seems your faith.
Did I die?
definitely.
Not today.
I mean, obviously you didn't die.
I mean, you tell us.
But I mean, like a sword went like 2 feet into your body and then came out, and then there was like a holy zipper thing that put you back together. So it definitely looked like you died.
I mean, it looked like he would have died, but
What did you see?
his faith restored him.
I don't
Well,
even know.
maybe, but let's leave it open to. What did you see?
I saw paladins going north to fight, and then I met the moon goddess who was more like a 7 than a 10 like I thought, and then I met death,
Super disappointing.
and then I needed
How was death on the 10
Wow,
scale?
would you be much more specific than that, given the ridiculous things that you're saying?
I felt my chest just
give
rip
him
open.
a second. Rivers, Jesus Christ, he just had a sword.
I'm trying to
Calm down.
process.
Like Ulfir impregnated him with a goddamn sword 3 seconds ago. Give him 2 minutes.
Sorry.
I could have
Things are-
sworn I dodged
things are out of
that,
my
but
control here.
You
yeah.
definitely didn't. If anything, you moved more into it. It was a really rough hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't your best move, Paul. You came out hot though. You really did. You really came out hot.
So what did you see?
Did you guys think I was gonna die that whole time?
No.
Okay. Anyways, I felt my body just evaporate in front of me, and I lost consciousness. And then I think I met the moon goddess. I don't know if it was a vision or what was happening. She, I guess, Death was fucking with me the whole time. It was just really strange. And then I somewhat came back to life, or like consciousness. And then I saw a vision of a bunch of paladins heading. I think it was, I don't know where they were going.
Did you recognize any of them?
In the vision, they said they were headed north, but you do recognize them.
They said they were going north, but I can't confirm where they were actually going. I did recognize them though.
What are you talking about? What paladins?
Yeah.
You remember Jalen from the vision.
Jalen?
Did you know Jalen?
All these.
I dropped a ball.
Oh, hey, come on.
I toss the Paul aside.
I guess I'm normal again.
I'll go check on Paul.
What do you mean? Who's marching north? Be very specific.
The Gillidan.
What?
You know I can't pronounce
The Guare?
Yes. You know I can't pronounce them like you guys.
No, I hate when I forget how to pronounce my hometown. That's why I don't go back, because it's embarrassing.
You know I've dyslexia.
I grew up in this place that's unpronounceable.
You know I always struggle. And now I
City
like
of
your
Chicago. Sorry.
Chicago.
How do you know it was the Guarare?
Our home. Because I recognize almost everyone there.
Who else? Who else was it?
I'll go back into human form because I realize it's better for talking.
Who's everyone?
So, I'm sorry, you saw them
500 people?
coming north to here.
North is here.
You just saw this?
I don't know when it's going to happen in the future.
Well, it
Past or
clearly
right
wasn't
now.
a vision of the past, right?
Well,
Was
maybe it's
Rio
like-
in the vision?
Could have happened yesterday.
Was Rio in the vision? Let me think.
Rio was not in the vision.
Rio was not in the vision.
You seemed very certain a second ago. You were just,
We weren't in the vision either. Right?
None of you were in the vision.
Barry, you seem
Maybe this is what's happening right now.
concerned.
If you guys can keep up with me, you can come, and I just book it. I'm out of there.
You start running towards the edge. So like you're in.
I don't have a weapon!
Ulfir's sword thing is on the ground, and no one is using it.
This is your moment.
So you start. You remember you're in this stone forest, and
We're in the moon.
the only firelight is the bonfire that everything was being like cooked on. Everyone was dancing around. So outside is darkness.
Okay.
You start running out. I'm assuming south towards where they're coming from. Right?
I've whistled Asmodeus and
You, as you're running out, you see a face covered in blood running back in, and it is Talura, the only one of the Corpal that is not at the actual celebration. Oh, did I not close it all the way?
Focus!
It was Brittany. It was Brittany, I think.
No, it was me.
Keep going.
It is
I love you.
Talura.
1, 2.
Her eyes are
So not to keep getting-
smoking white, and she's covered in blood, but you don't see any wounds on her. And as she comes into the firelight, she points and says, "You brought them here."
I realize that. I'm gonna go make it right. Then I just walk past her.
And she
And actually, I run past her.
She is perfect. You run past her, and as you do, barely at the edge of the firelight, you see a single figure walk into the light, and it is Jalen. And all around, you see green eyes.
How far away is he from me?
20 feet. He has a weapon drawn.
That's super close.
he has a blood splatter on him that, from what you can tell, was not his. But he is slowed. He was just running and he slowed. And he says, You're okay?
Jalen, if you have any sense, you will drop that weapon from being pointed at me right now.
He's not pointing it. It's down to the side.
All right. Then I'm gonna walk straight up into his face and be like, "What's going on?"
Just, does everyone remember who Jalen is, or can I remind you guys real quick?
I
That
do
would be
not.
great.
Okay, so Jalen is someone who.
That would be great.
Yeah, so Jalen is someone a couple sessions ago, before you guys left, that came up to Bear, who believed that Bear's desire to take action, more or less, right, was the right course. His desire. So in the visions, he had seen his daughter die. No, he has a daughter. That's what it is, and her daughter died in the vision.
So his granddaughter.
No, like
No, Jalen's daughter.
So like, you know how you all embodied people in the visions?
Right.
His daughter was one of the people who died in one of the visions.
Got it.
From his perspective. Yeah.
Well, from her perspective,
Oh, right.
he has a living daughter who
okay.
died.
Right,
in
right,
one
So
of
he
the
didn't like see his daughter die.
Correct.
She just went in her vision.
and she
died.
talked to him, you know, like, it's like conversations, right?
Oh,
Like
alright.
people do
I mean,
that, right?
We're all different.
Yeah,
people.
like nobody died, right? So, being a father and being worried for the safety of his daughter, and by association, you know, the rest of the tribe, he saw Bear's determination to take action. Talked to Bear. Their conversation. Bear was cautious about letting him run with that fear, but did tell him that if he wants to become a paladin, that is an option.
Either I missed this whole thing, or I need to take.
This is the session you were not there.
Got it.
Got it.
explains
That
okay.
makes perfect sense. So,
This
so
is
this,
a
this
session-
is
I
this
was
is
like,
a
I
good,
take notes, and I think I'm decent at it.
this
but
is a great
totally
this
over.
is a perfect recap. Then. This
This
is
is
a
the
perfect
session
recap.
that very young 21 Jump Street Robert Downey Jr. joined us,
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
but only in picture, not actual format. Please don't sue us.
It was fun for him to be there, but we prefer you.
You know, if we got sued, it would be huge for our views.
It'd be huge. The
It's
media.
like the best thing for new company is to get. a
We
lawsuit.
actually have Iron Man, not this cheap Krios bitch.
No, we had
Premium-
RDJ, but we're going.
On
We
brand.
had the option. Yeah.
We tested
I
it.
got into some scheduling. Anyway, what happened then? Jalen's here.
So, it seemed like sometime between that conversation and now, Jalen rounded up a significant portion of the Gara, had them anointed as paladins under the moon, and struck out north. That vision, as all your visions are of the past. And he is now here before you.
As I'm leaning next to Paul, I'm just gonna say, I thought becoming a paladin was far more difficult because of the way you make it sound. But like 50 of these people did it overnight.
It was tough for me.
Okay, and that's fair. I
could've been a
appreciate your efforts. I want you to know that I feel misled.
It could have been some sort of weird emergency mechanism.
You
What's
guys know me pretty well.
Okay, this is an unimportant conversation. Let's go with
I
this.
feel like it's a very important
massive
conversation.
slaughter
Are
that
these
can happen
are
just
these
now?
cheap
I'm gonna run over there.
rapid fire paladins that aren't gonna be as, let's say,
So
We can assume they're not as skilled
combat
as
ready as you, or were you a special case?
It depends if they have the power to resurrect if we kill one of them.
Oh,
You know.
okay. Well,
I don't know if they're on the same side or whatever, but
We're not
try.
gonna kill any of them.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say to you two real quick.
Just get further.
You're running and telling us back.
That's not what I do. Stop talking like this.
I kind of feel like this whole
It's
thing
totally fine.
has been like, we don't need to fight the whole time, and I feel like we should especially avoid combat right now.
I'm a little scarred. There's no scar, but my brain is scarred. I don't know if I can.
Oh,
fight.
I'm scarred from watching. It was horrendous what happened to you.
You lost liters of blood.
Crazy
Seriously.
hammer sword.
I can see the blood. I can still see the blood on the ground. I know.
Well, this weapon is magnificent. I think you should use it. Because I would, but it looks so heavy.
It's pretty heavy.
And I'm carrying so much food already.
Alright. I guess my stick.
I'm literally at carrying capacity.
Do you take it?
Of course, I take it.
All right.
I pick it up hesitantly. It's heavy, but I like kind of get a grip for it.
Quick, while he's unconscious.
Do they know that they're
Take a
even
look
here
at it.
though? Like they don't know that the paladins are. I'm the only one that has seen Jalen.
Everyone can see.
Oh, they all.
We can
Everybody
see all the
now.
green eyes around.
So you're saying that Bear did not get very far before the sound.
Yeah, this all happened.
That's fair. I guess I have no idea that there were paladins or anything because I didn't have the vision.
You did not have
or
the
any of
vision.
that. So
I explained it
He
in
did
more
explain
detail
it.
than
It's
I
fine.
didn't realize.
Hey,
you
you-
were like
we can say
paladins,
that.
and
I
I
was
was
just
like,
like,
oh, are they? 'Cause-
Paladins. Yeah, so I kind of explained it, you know.
But
all
like
the
all of
details
them?
that I saw.
Wow. Okay.
I was like, I didn't want to sound bad.
I feel like there were like 5 when we left, and it's like,
Trust me, I was unique, but not anymore. So I have the new weapon, and everyone else is still passed out, right?
Giant elephant beans.
Everyone else is still passed
Don't kill
out.
them.
Yes. The weapon that you have is for some fucking reason not one of the standard weapons. So you're gonna get. So it does plus
well,
2 damage.
it's a giant engine sword.
Yeah, I
think
was just
it's
trying to look for a
standard.
great sword template, but they don't
Okay.
seem to have it. It's a plus 2 sword, so when you deal damage, it's plus 2 damage, and it has the rocket engine property, which means that when things are happening, if you'd like to use the rocket engine property narratively to do things you would not be able to do with a normal sword, you can. That's it.
Like stand on
Like
it.
swing
Krios,
it.
luckily I've
Like
seen
swing
you.
it, or like
It wants to try to hit something.
like
It'll be like
knock back.
a giant or something cool.
Or you can like fucking ride it like
Slice a man
like a
in half.
Yeah.
skateboard.
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Well, I figured the end. I don't know. We can get into it.
It's
All
not
right.
it's not super important. But
Krios
So-
is breaking this down in his head like how this thing works.
Yeah, I'm like, well, you know, if
We're
you're
all like,
getting
ooh.
again, we're back to pounds per square inch. Right?
Luckily, Krios, I've seen you work a lot of machines like this in the past, so maybe give me some tips.
you like
I've
when
never seen
100%
any
do
of
not
them.
have the time for this conversation.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
sorry.
boys.
Hey, wait, look
I'm
over
naked.
there.
And the screen pans back to Bear. As Medeus comes up behind you, sensing your adrenaline, and releases a low growl.
Jalen, you fucking asshole. What did you do? What have you done? Why are you here?
Why are
Fuck
you
you.
here? We came to save Riho. What the hell are you doing? Where is he? Are your and then he looks over. Oh, Paul, how many of them did you kill? Good God.
Call them off. Now. All of them.
They're not doing anything until I call them to act.
Yes.
Where the fuck is Riho?
I look, like, kind of like nod over my shoulder, and it's just like, yeah. All right. Fuck. That's going wrong. Did you kill anybody?
Everyone is here.
Why is he covered in blood? So what's this?
Those are ours. Killed by her.
Yeah. Leave. Now.
No. Where is Riho?
At what point do I get there?
You're here.
Okay. Yeah, so Riho is perfectly safe. This is mostly an understanding, and really we've been here talking to these people who are, yes, they're hard to talk to, but Gosh, we really need to not just kill each other right now.
Where the fuck is he?
You can see him behind me.
You turn, and you don't see him. There's a couple. It's a crowd of 4,000 people,
Oh, he's not on his throne anymore?
and he, like many of the Garare, are probably unconscious right
Oh,
now.
right.
So they
Wait,
have.
Do you mean Corpal?
Corpal, you're right. Thank you.
But is he unconscious and like just behind a ledge so we can't see him, or did he knock unconscious and run away?
There's
Or
a
do we not
crowd.
know?
You don't know,
Okay.
but there's a crowd over by the head table because the chief and the shaman fell. Maybe there's some there. There's a crowd over by the warriors because all the warriors fell. Could
So-
be over there.
So let me get this
A lot of crowds.
Let me get this straight. You twisted the words that I gave you in order to find yourself into a holy place, and then you decided to come launch an attack because you had no trust over the very person that you came and asked for advice.
You told me to get ready for war. I'm ready for fucking war.
Yeah.
Where the hell is Riho?
I also told you to defend our place, not to come north. You knew very well what I said.
I think this is beside the point. Riho has been chosen as these people's leader. He is fine.
We're all here to
We
make
just
an
need to
argument,
we
right?
need to
You're
settle
up there.
down. I know that people have just died. We've been dealing with this all week.
It's been like 2 days.
2 days.
Well, Sunday, Monday.
Oh, work week,
I
man.
like Krios actually
From
pulls
one
out
week
a
to
calendar. He's
another.
like, well, I mean, it's a new week. It's been
You look at the stars, you can tell.
He's technically
Sorry.
right.
Please trust us. We've been here for 2 days. If we don't kind of stop and talk now, many people will die, and no one needs to die. No more people need to die. I know people have died. It is a tragedy. No more people need to die here, and we can all just talk about it. They have allowed us to just have free reign in their town. They are hard people, but they're not unreasonable people.
His eyes are like tearing up, and he looks to the side. Trito was your mentor, and you're gonna back down now.
Is he talking to me?
Yeah.
He was my mentor, and that is why I've been here trying to forge peace between our peoples rather than trying to take out some sort of strange revenge. Things are much more complicated than I thought. Most of this is misunderstanding. Eventually, these people, I truly believe, will apologize for what they've done. We have made progress here. Riho will be their leader. He is going to bridge the gap between our peoples and heal the wounds. Yes. A person I loved and respected died. That person would never have wanted more bloodshed than necessary.
And now the tears are flowing freely from his face. And he says, they're bloodthirsty monsters. And you can see that as he says it, like, his ideology is getting beaten farther and farther back down.
I felt the same way as you. I wanted what you want right now. I had time to realize that there's a better path. I completely understand. I know why you're here. And there's a better way. And I'm sorry that we've all gotten pulled into this. And a lot of hard things have happened. But we have to take the time to put it aside. We, as a tribe, are not bringers of war. We don't need to be. We never have been. And I think it's something to be proud of. Yes, these people came and attacked us. We can teach them that that was wrong. They are willing to listen.
And he says, why the hell didn't they let you on the council? And then you hear Krios. So you hear the sound of gasping for air coming from behind you.
I'm over by Paul.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so how many years did it take you to graduate Paladin school?
And that's when you hear this gasping
7 years.
behind you,
7 years.
and you feel a tug on your belt.
Okay.
And as you turn, you see the little sparrow, Laura's younger sister,
The recently appointed shaman.
the recently appointed
She
shaman.
covered in blood?
She's covered in.
No, Talora is.
Laura's covered in blood.
Oh, that's
The
Well,
little
they could
sparrow.
have both been, but yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
but no.
She's not.
She's not.
Got it.
Ah! It's all this blood. Her eyes are bloodshot, and tears are streaming down her cheeks. And she's trying to say something. She's mouthing out a word. Hope? No. Help? Help. And then her eyes blare with red light. And you hear... it's initiative time, guys. Let's do some fucking battle.
Okay.
Is there initiative?
There isn't. So,
I
Krios.
was like,
I was so ready!
I know.
19!
I'll roll
fuck.
something. Oh my god.
Let's roll. I
I'll
say
roll
we
some
do it.
D20.
Just
Everybody just do one of these.
do
We're
it.
just gonna Rochambeau this and just do a giant game of like rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first.
Okay.
Amazing.
Rochambeau, dude, like, do you know how many people who get the Rochambeau reference?
I mean, I'm hoping
You and
four.
me. That's it.
What do you mean? Isn't it where you kick somebody else in the nuts?
No, that's
Thank
the
you.
South
It
Park
absolutely
rules.
is.
It's the South Park rules. Rochambeau is also rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was like the middle school thing where they were like, this is Africa.
Okay, so
Rochambeau.
What?
Hamilton.
That's how we learned it. Yeah.
Alexander Hamilton.
Alright, yeah, we shouldn't get into it. Let's go.
Rivers, you are leading the group
Oh boy.
because of the way that all played out. You took the lead in the conversation. So
Can
I
I
need
just-
you to roll lead. Yeah, what's up?
So, as I pick up a weapon, like everyone's
Oh,
passed
right.
out, like, can I like steal someone's armor maybe since I'm butt naked?
You don't have time to put it on, man.
All right, fair enough.
There's no way you're
There's
gonna
no
go.
way you have time to put it on.
I'll cover you.
What are we
Oh,
doing?
by the way,
Anything bad?
Paul, you're healed to full. You know that, right?
No, I know, but I'm still just like.
You're talking about a bunch of people that don't have
Still a
armor.
little bitch.
Well, now I'm on
did
your
you
level.
roll
I
lead?
need extra help.
Did you roll lead?
I did roll lead.
All right.
I don't know where it popped up though.
Do you have a bond with every member of the team?
I have a bond with every member of the team. I do.
Okay. So that is up to 3. Is everyone what? Okay, I'm going to ask each of you individually. What is your purpose in this fight? It was thrown on you, so you may not be all aligned.
I'm protecting the core, Paul.
You're protecting the core, Paul. Okay.
I am minimizing overall bloodshed.
Overall bloodshed. Okay. So that includes the gutter, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that is also my goal.
Okay. Paul?
I'm just extremely confused, and I'm just trying to create peace.
Just
Obviously, with my paladins, and then my friend's new nation.
I
Naked paladin
think that's
giants.
close enough. Take another. 4. Does anyone mistrust Rivers in this moment?
Absolutely not.
No.
No. In fact, he just resolved
Depending on
our
whether or not we
bonds.
could hear him, very proud.
Yeah.
The only person I question is myself.
Honestly, dude, that was perfect.
Yeah, excellent. If we heard it, very proud. If I didn't hear it,
I
still
don't
think he's a
fucking
little weird.
Yeah.
The bond I have with you totally resolved this now, which is great. Pretty cool.
I taught that guy to read and he became a genius.
Are you ill prepared or off balance? You
I
are.
believe we are.
Yeah, yes, we
Yeah.
are.
I would say extremely.
He's
So-
prepared
We
for
have
the,
a naked
for the little
paladin with
girl.
a giant sword for no reason.
Yeah. Huge
Wait,
hammer.
when did you become naked?
He just
He
When,
destroyed my
when a
armor.
beam of moon incinerated his
Yeah,
armor.
but I mean like
I free ball under
He's
my
not
armor.
really-
If it incinerates metal, it's gonna tear apart some. I mean, he's hulking it at best right now. Like he's
Okay,
he's
yeah,
got some
no,
tattered
I didn't
loincloth
remember
at
the
the
most.
incinerated
It should
metal
be like
thing.
a Shatner class ripped shirt.
Dude, any shirt I had was torn in half with my flesh
Oh,
and
it's
my
so
organs.
perfect.
And my
I mean, I
bones.
even see just Paul just standing up and just like tearing off whatever clothes he did have. He's like, "We're doing this."
Like when he's resurrected, he's like, oh, it's so hot.
I'm just like, am I okay? Like, oh my god.
Alrighty, so
What just happened?
Yeah, I think we're all pretty inspired. What was the question?
So it was if you're ill prepared or off balance. So
Totally.
what it comes down to is your team has you have 3 team in your pool. Okay.
Is it a 4? Or do you remove?
No, it came up to 4, but because your team is off balance, it goes down to 3.
I see.
To remind you guys, the way that team works is whenever someone makes a move, if you can narratively reasonably assist them at the time, and you choose to, you can spend one of your team to give them +1 to the roll. That's how all the cooperative stuff works in this game. You have read that new move you got, right?
I did, and you told me not to.
Alright, read it.
I don't think you said not to.
I didn't
I
say
wanted
not
to
I think
immediately.
you said you don't have to right now, but
That's what I meant to say.
I think the implication was read it on your own time.
That's what I
Which
meant.
is not during the stream.
Well, like,
This isn't our time, Blake.
I feel like the whole monologue gave ample opportunity. Anyway,
It's
but
fine.
you wouldn't want to miss it, so
It's
yeah,
fine.
okay.
It's fine. So, it starts with the little sparrow, eyes burning red, hovering up off the ground, and as she does, you see the moon itself turn red. And she points a finger straight at Rivers, just a little above his head, and then drops it down an inch.
Oh no.
And as it does, a beam of red light comes from the moon straight down at you. What do you do?
Dive out of the way.
You dive out of the way, alright.
Bitch.
Roll to defy danger with plus dexterity.
Do I notice this and can I push him out of the way?
You can.
With a team.
It would take a team.
I'm okay with that. I'll
Do
take a team to do it.
Alright, so that means if you roll to defy danger,
Or have Asmodeus do it. I mean, I'll do it. I don't have time to communicate.
Just have Asmodeus take the shot. Come on, he's dispensable.
You go fuck yourself.
so if you roll to defy danger, a little screen will, the thing will prompt will pop up. Put in +1 into that prompt. That is telling you that you have a +1 bonus to it. Woohoo!
I'm not seeing any of my rolls.
Here.
Scroll down.
Oh,
There you go. So we got 9. 8.
Did you put in the +1, dude?
I did.
Okay, so you got an 8. You stumble, hesitate, or flinch, I will offer you a worse outcome, a bargain, or an ugly choice. Scott, it's easy. Which one do you take the damage?
Me.
It's not up to you.
It
you.
is.
Fuck you.
Is that you, like, wanting it?
Oh boy. It has to be me.
Alright, you take D12 plus 2 damage.
So does he roll the d12 or you can do it?
Oh, here.
He does.
Come over here. I want this thing.
Oh, D12.
Really?
Plus-
We have real dice.
Yeah,
No,
but
that's just
then it
that's
doesn't
just roll
modify.
2d12.
It's the first one, it's the fourth one.
So 11.
You take 13 damage.
Wow, that was a bad roll.
Wait, that, oh, okay, got it. Yikes. Wait, I thought it was d12 plus 2?
Yeah. So it's
So it's
He
12.
rolled 11
13.
Oh,
and then
got it, okay.
plus 2.
You rolled 2.
So, Rivers, you just saw, you tried to get in there and push him out of the way, and just a
Not fast enough.
sliver was like too slow.
I realized I was too slow, and then I realized Bear was gonna get hit, and I was like, no.
It was like, no, and you were like,
No. It's just like, God fucking damn it, guys.
We just grasp hands. He's just getting hit. No.
Have you seen that comic where it's the bodies and they're just going, no, around each other? It's the best.
It's so good. Refresh your feed. I don't
I
think
just
we're
did.
getting.
I keep
No,
doing it, but that's the lid. I'm probably on right now, but yeah, I keep
cool.
losing it every like.
So, Rivers, what do you do? Do you kill?
Bear.
Oh, sorry, Bear. What do you do? Keep in mind, clearly this person is being forced to act against their will.
I turn to Jalen and earn it back, protect these people, and I'm gonna go rushing at this little girl. And I am going to whistle castle to Asmodeus to try to. We're gonna do a little flanking, and I'm gonna have her. I'm gonna do my best to get her to pay attention to me while he tackles her to the ground.
Interesting. Okay. So what is your specific objective here?
I'm trying to incapacitate her, so the best I think I can do is try to put her on her stomach. I want her face in the ground.
Okay.
She apparently needs hands.
Classically, they don't
This
have
is exactly what I would want. This is what I would be doing with bigger prey out in the wild. This is something Asmodeus
What
and
would
I
you be
do
doing with your
all
daughter?
the time. Just we need him. I need them on their tummy.
And I was thinking if it's your daughter and you don't want to hurt her, but like she's murdering your friend,
Yeah, I mean.
you just like put her stomach down like
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
one more
Yeah.
time. What is exactly what you're trying to do?
So
Pin her.
the best I can describe it is as I'm running towards her, I will do my best to put an arrow like over her opposite shoulder. To try to just get her attention on me, like I might be a threat. Like I'm not gonna try to hit her, but at the same time, like I want Asmodeus to kind of circle and sideswipe her.
Okay, so Asmodeus. So you fire this arrow, and she looks straight at you as you do. The arrow whizzes right past her head.
Yeah.
Her hair flicks with the wind of the arrow, but she doesn't flinch. And as Asmodeus comes, she just drops her finger another inch, and the ground sinks and swallows him to his feet, down to like his elbows.
Wow.
Apollo, what do you do?
I'm still just like, I have my hammer, I'm like looking around. I'm trying to focus, but I can't really focus at the same time.
There's an enemy before you.
So I'm hearing her voice now. So I'm just so confused by everything
Hey,
that's
7 out of
happening.
10. How you doing?
God, she heard that. So I'm just like,
Like a 7, fucking really.
I'm like
You know
naked.
what? Fuck
I'm not
you.
used to this weapon at all. I'm just looking at my friends like, is there anyone I need to defend or help out right now? I don't.
I'm right next to her.
Literally all of us.
No, well, so no one is in any imminent danger at the moment.
I
Is
feel
what I
like
will
she's
say.
the kind of thing where like anyone
It
can
will
be
become-
immediately.
I'm sorry, Asmodeus is like half sunk into the ground. Somebody's in imminent danger.
Oh, you're right. There's no attack coming at
There's no
Asmodeus. at the moment.
human.
No
Krios.
person who met.
You're already on my shit.
Nobody's
list.
mad.
All right, so can I do this? Like, I'm still just kind of like, I'm still clearly like traumatized from what's happening, and I have this new weapon that's kind of heavy, butt naked, or not butt naked, but you know what I mean.
Barbarian naked.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have like those SpongeBob from like,
It's a great way to say it.
you know, long ago, the
Or
little
fart at night.
tarp that he keeps pulling on. So I'm just like on edge. I'm ready to like help my friends if something happens, but I can't really like make a choice if that makes sense.
Let me in.
So I guess I'm holding back this other consciousness as well as this is happening, just like trying to keep a grip on reality. So I kind of look a little bit psychopathic, and I'm just like trying to like look out for my friends.
Paul, now is the time to act. I need you to let me in. And we're gonna jump over to Krios.
So, from his perspective, he saw this little girl look up at him and like scream. Her eyes turned red, and then she floated above him.
Yep.
And then she went like that, and well, Gus's character took a bunch of damage.
Yep.
And then like the and one of them got hit by a beam. Asmodeus sunk to the ground. He's gonna. How high up is she compared to him?
You got the boots, so it doesn't matter.
But I don't have him on yet.
It's not gonna take an action turn.
Okay, so then I'm gonna. This is a little weird.
All right, I want to hear it. I want to see it. Give me that.
I want to
RP.
I want to take one off. I want to boost up with the other one and put this one on her head to like bring her back down. To the ground.
I just get more confused.
Oh my god, that's
Vagabonder,
amazing!
man.
That's amazing!
The idea is to bring her back down And ideally get it over her head so she can't see.
God, that's so good. I mean, you're wielding I think it's a gadget attack, but I don't think you're trying to deal damage with
There's
it.
a lot of things it can be.
There's so many things. Oh, fuck, man.
And my alignment is to use a gadget in a new and
It's
surprising way it wasn't meant for.
oh wow, no, it's perfect. It's field test.
Wow, nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Am I able to
So
piggyback
do I
off
just-
of what Blake does?
Do I click that?
Well, hang on.
Are you gonna team me
What
up?
are you gonna do? What do you do, man? Tell me.
Well, so if I skip my turn basically because I'm like traumatized, Blake does it on her head. So if there's any like uneven part going up, I use my new hammer to like try and do the other side to even it out to bring her down.
All right, I'll give you a +1, but I want you to know if you fuck it up, you'll likely also make her a paraplegic.
Don't break my boot. I feel like this is unnecessary.
Don't you break the boot? That's what we're worried about? We're talking about a little girl being a paraplegic and you said, don't break my boot?
Roll with a +1.
That was an internal.
Oh yeah, and
thought.
also don't hit Asmodeus.
That was an internal thought.
Alright, roll with a +1.
What if +1?
I can't see anything.
11.
11.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, amazing. All right, so you drag her down to the ground.
I'm just like,
So you get to make one of those choices.
And I'm like, first time.
okay, okay, but she's one. Okay, she's one. I'll take this second.
There it is.
I mean,
Yeah.
unwanted attention. Like, if everybody sees this, there's not really a negative.
Or put
consequence, right?
someone on.
Oh,
the
there
spot.
is.
Someone in a spot.
In a spot.
What is that? Like a bad spot? Is
Yeah,
the implication?
yeah.
Yeah, go for that.
You want the
Well,
first?
actually, no. I think thematically, the gadget's damaged.
Okay.
You hit the boot, like maybe she was like resisting it, and you, boom, and it just like.
I just
damage.
meant like if you're pushing her straight down and like another piece of her body is like going up or something, I just even it out to bring it down.
Gently with the engine blade.
Exactly. Like I'm like
We're
turn
like,
it on. How do
No,
I
no,
turn
all
this
right.
on? As we're I'm like
so
looking
so
for your advice.
Paul sees like the boot like slowly bringing her down. He's like, oh man, like maybe I can help out, and he like sets the blade like
Right.
with the engine on top. And he's like, where? How do you turn this on? You turn it on, and it's a rocket, so there's no like kind of on,
And it just-
and it just boom, just straight into the ground. And you deal some pretty significant damage to the boot. But she seems fine. But she's on the ground, so you got her there.
You can fix that.
So, Rivers, what do you do?
You buffed
Sorry.
it out.
I meant Bear.
Oh.
For some reason, in my mind, Bear was a better choice there. I don't know why.
Right.
You tell me if this is reasonable.
Okay.
Where's Talara?
Talura.
Talura.
She is.
Because she was close when I started
Yeah.
talking.
So, I'd say she's like right. She was where you were before you started running. So she's 15 feet behind you.
Isn't she covered in blood?
She's covered in someone else's blood. She's fine.
Our people's blood, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I see that they have at least done what I wanted Asmodeus to do, and for the moment this girl is got a boot over her face and she's sort of pinned to this ground. You know, I'm gonna crack 2 whistles to Asmodeus to not freak out and, you know, see if he can get himself loose somehow. But I'm going to look at Laura.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell her to get in there and where's her father. I'm gonna ask her where her father is, and I'm also gonna say like you need to tuck your sister down.
I don't
You
know.
need to get in there.
I don't know where anyone is, and Talura. So, is that your whole action?
I mean, if part of the action can also be for me to scan for her father,
You can.
I would like to. The primary point of my move is to find her father, and my secondary is just
Her
to
father,
tell
the drunk.
the drunk. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, she says, "My father. Why the hell do you care about him right now?" And
Because he's proud of you.
And she starts taking steps forward.
You wouldn't miss this.
Her
He's
eyes
here somewhere.
go white with smoke, and she pushes out, and this like white, smoky, glowy force presses against her sister. And as you scan, you see her father.
Is
drunk.
it, so not because I want to roll, but is this like a discern realities kind of thing, or do you just want me to find it?
You find him.
Okay.
There's no question.
Okay, cool. I find him. I'm gonna run right up to him, and you tell me how much more I have in my turn.
I'll let this play out a little bit longer. I'm curious.
Yeah, I run up to him, and what's his current state of mind?
Drunk.
Perfect. I'm gonna. I mean, like, is he?
Talura's father was the drunk that they met in the
Is
bar.
he intaking this? Like what?
He's watching it, yeah.
Okay. I run up and slap him as hard as I can in the face, and just.
Sounds like an attack.
Yes.
What?
And I grab him right in the collar and I pull him in and be like, "Your little girl needs you right now. Get in there." And I slap him in the ass. I just hope it's enough.
He stumbles and takes a couple
Such
steps and says,
They're proud of you.
"I did that to her. I
No.
can't."
I don't.
And it goes over to Rivers.
No, wait.
Rivers,
boy.
what do you do?
I will start sprinting towards this girl who just lased me in the head.
And also the rest
Everything
of
you
your body
just said about peace. Out the fucking window.
and turned into the personification.
You're like, oh,
of
that's
death.
it.
I will turn into a gorilla.
Give me that wild shape, bro.
Like as I'm doing that, I'm just like, I think I can hold her down.
Give me that wild shape. I'm good.
I'm like, Jesus. Or, moon goddess.
I blast out shape.
Yeah.
Oh, I can talk to you in gorilla form. This is awesome.
Hold 2. Perfect. So you turn into a gorilla. You run up. Do you want to spend one of the hold? It would. Well, actually, I'll tell you
I
this.
think I already took.
I'll tell you this right now. You can't.
I cannot.
To hold her down in this situation, you can't. So I'll save you the.
I mean, I would still try.
Yeah, but it would. You will, but you won't spend the hold because it's not getting what you want.
It was clear that it won't do anything.
Like I can tell you, it won't get what you want.
So she's just too strong for a gorilla. She's
I'll-
a tiny little girl.
I'll tell you what happens.
Okay.
Moon goddess.
So you're pinning her down. You run up, you grab, and you push her down to the ground. It's easy, just a little girl.
Mhm.
And then the red light in her eyes flickers out, and her hair, which was waving, drops, and you
So
hear
where's the boot in all this?
and boots. You're right.
Still kind of on.
Yeah.
And then you hear
Like she's like a crazy old man with like a boot on her head.
you hear, damn it, no, and Talura, her eyes blare with red light.
I've only got one more boot.
I look up and grunt gorilla-y like.
Sorry, what was that? It's pretty good.
I understand everything he's trying to say.
You do.
What is he saying?
That you can't ask me.
Well, I'm just like.
Until what was
all
that?
I said was, oh shit.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I know everything that you're saying. I can talk to him.
Yeah.
After that speech, I want to know everything you're saying in every animal.
Always.
So like,
All the
I'm gonna
languages.
just keep asking Barry.
It's all gonna be profound.
What did he say?
What was it? What was it?
All right.
I relay it. I'm just like, he said, "Oh shit, everybody."
So, Paul, you see.
There's no deeper meaning, Krios. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Paul, you see the Red Sister having decided that the position within the Little Sparrow was not good enough. Jump over and take over Talura. What do you do?
Do we have any solution for this?
Who are you asking us with your track
Everybody.
Like,
I'm asking
the
all
voice
you
in
guys.
your head?
Well, not the gorilla, but
Oh, come on.
he's just
Maybe pray to your god, you douche.
I had one, but you broke it.
God, fuck.
Good call. I'll ignore the douche part. I'll like try and talk back to the voice in my head and say, "How do I end this? Show me the way."
You are trying to channel the moon goddess under the light of the full moon.
I'm not trying. Well, I'm
You
just
are.
trying to talk to her.
You are
Yeah.
to get advice.
All right. So how about
Have you
this?
read
How
the
about this?
ability?
All right. How about this? I'm gonna do a new quest.
You're gonna quest.
I'm gonna quest.
Now?
You can't.
I can't.
Now this is not a situation. A quest is a ritualistic thing. It takes too long.
Okay.
Now is not the time.
Just channel.
I don't want to channel though.
Why
I
not?
feel like I'm wasting it.
What do you mean?
It's not a one time. But
It's the climax.
I can do it as much as I want to.
She's telling you to use it.
It's a god fight. It's not a waste.
All right. So then here's what I'll say
It's
to
a
the moon
god
goddess. I'll say.
It's gonna be a god fight.
I'll hold my hammer in front of me, and I'll like close my eyes and look up and be like,
It's
"I'm
an
so
engine
fucking confused. Please guide me. Tell me what I must do to end this red sister."
okay, roll
This is gonna
plus channel, or roll to channel.
I'm all set power.
I don't know if I set that up correctly. You should be able to just roll.
Modifier 0, or do I get a +2? 'Cause
No
of my
modifier.
Sick hammer.
Good. God.
He always rolls so high. The average roll for us is
Except
like
unless he
10
needs
and
to
a half.
defy danger. The only time he rolls high is when he's like, I'm going to attack something and crush it. I'm going to try to dodge. No, you're not. You
Zero.
don't,
Like-
you don't dodge.
0.
on average,
You're right
on
now.
average, his rolls are like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Dancing the harp gets along also.
Yeah, like what we called in college, we called it door luck because he would just always get lucky
Oh,
with this
yeah.
kind of shit. But yeah.
One
Anyway,
time I
keep
rolled
going.
dice for a blowjob. That was amazing. Anyways.
Separate
That's
story.
on stream. I just want you
Yes!
to know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
That's an off-air
yes.
story. But
Uh,
it was me.
so,
Good times, like.
Matt, what do you want to know? I'll tell you.
Tell me how to end
No,
Red
please don't hold
Goddess.
your hands like that right after the comment about rolling dice for the blowjob.
Hey.
Please.
All right, fine,
Everyone
I'll
role
do
plays
this.
their own way.
Please tell me the way. Alright, so,
Tell me.
like, the new, like,
Come on.
It's just a blow
Don't
down
hold
for
me
a
that
the
dice
engine
roll.
is still on, so I'm like, tell me the way.
Shake the dice underneath.
Come on, baby. Give it to me.
Shake the dice underneath. You gotta make sure you get them nice and good.
Get it randomized. Real important. All right, what do you
Alright,
do?
so I just look up without doing any hand motions or holding
Yeah.
the hammer in any sexual way.
Tell me what you need.
I just say, tell me how to end the Red Goddess.
I know.
I want peace between all.
The red goddess will be sent into a slumber if the form she is in dies. I can help you choose who dies, but someone must.
Make it Asmodeus.
I swear to God, I will kill you.
How do
Isn't that
how
make
do
it
I
like
put
a
it
random
in?
bunny rabbit?
How do we choose?
And in channeling this, you see Talora's head snap to you after having seen the
Like all the way
white
around.
sister channel to into your body. Krios, what do you do?
So I just lost boot. Watched Paul jerk off a god. So Thrua's head snapped to him, and I don't know what he heard, right? Because that was
You don't, yeah.
just like
Path.
telepathic, yeah. He'll just like get the glove and go like, oh, all right, and then go for a shot at Talua.
Talora.
Yeah, Talua.
All right, give
from
me
the
that.
distance.
Give me that juice.
I think it's just an attack.
Is it?
Other
Is that a
options
gadget
not
attack?
really working.
There's no difference between that and volley, right? Except gadget
Gadget.
attack. Use
We'll use
charge.
intelligence. And
Oh,
use a
yeah,
charge.
yeah. Let's do that.
It will use a charge though.
Deal. I think I've got 2.
You should have a couple left. Yeah, you haven't burned through
Yeah,
those
3
yet.
of those or something. Okay, gadget attack. Let's do it. Stat intelligence. Booyaka shot. Modifier? Does it? If I said intelligence, it already adds.
That's already in that additional modifiers for things like +1 forward, or
Got it.
like anything that the group can give you, or anything I can throw against you.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So you have a choice. Do you want to take an extra d6 to be open to a counterattack, or do you want to deal your damage exactly as it is?
I don't really want to kill her, so I'm gonna say hold back.
Okay.
It's just a good clean shot, and then kind of like a.
Give me the damage.
That is why.
Do I? Is that on my sheet?
Your damage, yeah. If you open it up and you
Yep,
scroll
there it
up,
is,
yeah.
sorry. It's only because I have to keep refreshing it, so I don't have the sheet open. So
Yeah, you're good. So you, and you see it lash out and erode away against the red light until it just barely touches her and does nothing. Clearly, whenever someone is possessed, they are protected by some
okay.
layers of magical wards, and you did just enough to get to her,
Can I?
but you didn't hurt her.
Can I continue to like move a bit, or is it?
What do you
Is
want to
that
do?
it?
Tell me what you want
I
to do.
basically want to use my remaining boot and like jump and just like boom, boom, to get closer to her.
You can get closer. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, then I'm gonna try and close the
You
distance.
can always get closer to the blood goddess.
You can always get closer to the blood goddess.
I'll get
She
real
would
close
prefer to hear your heartbeat.
because the boot
She's
worked
there.
wonders on the last one. So he's got ambitions.
Boot
Perfect. We're gonna
Alright.
jump back over to Rivers.
Okay.
You
well,
have a little girl that is fine.
Being gorillaed.
I will
And booted.
Oh my god!
just
it's,
kind of lift her on
what's
her
his name?
feet as I run past her.
It's a Harambe situation.
Please,
You're a gorilla and a little kid at your arm.
can we stop making dick references on the stream?
Wait. Harambe is not a dick reference.
No,
Dicks out for Harambe is totally a reference to the
Yeah.
only thing
I was
anybody knows.
referencing, as an
You have to
enlightened
take your
individual,
dick
I was
out.
referencing the news story where Harambe saved a kid that fell in the pen and then got shot.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be funny if a paladin now was like, save that kid! And killed Rivers.
That's true. If I was possessed.
And then I
by
would
her-
have to start to like a hashtag dicks out for Rivers.
Yes.
Sounds too late.
All right. I will charge this other woman and try to tackle her and pin her down.
What is your goal? Hurt or restrain? You've already tried to restrain once. Remember what happened.
Yeah, I just went to the other
She
one.
just left.
Well,
All right, I'll hurt her.
choose to kill.
I don't. I mean,
We need to get the moon
can
goddess
is knocking
to go
people
into
unconscious
like
an
a
option in
nearby
this
chipmunk.
game?
But then we can just.
I don't know.
I'm saying, like,
That's a good DM question.
rather kill that than.
Well,
Is knocking people unconscious a thing you can do in this game?
With a gorilla punch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to.
You want to run up and try to. All right. Well, I'll tell you this right now. As if you were just trying to knock someone unconscious, this would be no trouble. As a fucking gorilla, you're trying to knock unconscious the previously like heir to the whole village
Yeah.
shaman being possessed by the Red Sister.
Yeah.
So what this will take is it will take a charge to let you even roll. Are you comfortable with that?
I am.
Do it.
You will spend a charge. You will roll
I will
plus
spend
strength.
the
hack and
gorilla
slash.
point.
You will spend a gorilla point.
What's a gorilla point?
It's what I get.
I made my I choose my class not knowing that gorilla points were a thing. I
It's
just
a
want.
whole. It's just a whole.
I think he's gonna
but
play
for
druid
each-
next
for
time.
each-
Okay.
For each creature, your holds do different things, so
Yeah.
just call them based on the creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
All right, so spend a hold, and I will use strength to attack. Is that what you're saying?
You will hack
So-
and slash,
Hack and slash.
Yeah.
Okay.
and I'll tell you will not deal damage. You're just trying to knock her out,
No, that attitude.
and you do. You knock her unconscious, and as this fist connects and lays her out, the red light disappears, and then in the middle of the crowd that was standing around the head table, you see a red glow.
God damn it.
Wait, where? Well, I'm sorry. What?
So there was a crowd that was
Right.
gathered around the head table, which is where the current shaman,
It's an Agent
Riho,
Smith
all of them
situation.
were, right?
Right.
So there was a crowd that gathered around her because for presumably some of them fell unconscious.
Right.
That is where you see a red
I
mist
see.
coming
I
from.
see.
I will look
Paul,
concerned
what do you
towards
do?
my friends.
Actually, no. Rivers, what do you do? No, God damn it. Bear.
Bear.
Just got all these characters been drinking. Apologies.
Apologies.
See what happens when we stream in real life together?
It's
You
even
didn't
better.
know already.
It's even better.
I'm having
Literally,
way
this
more
is how
fun.
close I am to everyone.
Yeah.
We'll play the remainder in
And,
one
then
stream.
I'm
Keep going.
cold
Sorry.
and distant. Rivers. Or sorry. God damn it.
Drinking.
Bear. Still drunk. Clearly. Your names are Rivers and Bear. Like, give me a break.
We're
Never-
tribes people.
I get it.
People call me Bear. That's not my name.
I get bears and rivers confused all the time.
It's not
In real
my
life.
So what am I? Is it flowing? It's probably
I
not.
don't mean people.
Where I'm like, do you want to go on the bear walk? And people are like, what? Yeah. Anyway,
That's like, I don't know why I find that as funny as I do.
it's not a good joke. I'll tell you that.
I think I like the shitty ones.
It's the depth of the badness.
Then what?
I'm still gonna take the father, and I say like, this is the time to make it up to him. Like, go take care of them. And I'm gonna, now that I realize that it's not just the two of them that are in trouble. I am going to run back in and take kind of like center stage next to like wherever the duel happened. Like that's
Mhm.
where Paul still
Yeah.
is. That's where the little girl is. Sparrow.
The little sparrow, yep.
But I also I want to fact find, man. I need some spiritual knowledge
Alright.
from you two. So I'm just gonna be like, fucking give me something here, people. Like, Paul, what the fuck's going on, man? Like, just.
I'm a gorilla.
I can
Gorilla
understand you. I can
This is
understand
for
you.
Paul. I'm just struggling for everyone.
But I'm just like, Paul, give me something here, or I need to kill somebody or something. Like, what the hell's happening?
Can I respond during this?
Yeah.
Can I? So I'm imagining myself right now, like I'm like still in like prayer mode / blowjob mode, and I have one eye open, like I thought I was gonna get fucked up. I wanted to see what was gonna happen to my friend Rivers and the little girl, and then Bear is asking me like for advice. So can I make this a turn to like talk to the moon goddess again?
This is Bear's turn. What? But what do you
So
what
I
do you
hear
want to do?
I hear what he's saying.
Hey, Doug, burn up all our team, why don't you?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I'll burn a team right
You
now.
don't have to.
Sure.
What do you
Like
trying
I'm
to
just
do?
hearing what he's saying, so I'm gonna go to the moon goddess again and be like, stick the red god. Can you pull the red goddess into one place, and then as you do this, tell my friends at the same time where it's at, so we can take it down.
You will see her wherever she is, but in a body she must be. Who dies? Choose.
Well, I'm
Paul, give me some answers.
me.
You what?
Very well.
That's not an answer.
Roll plus channel. Or roll the channel.
I mean, we already know he's immortal, so
Maybe I'll come
this won't be a
back.
big deal. And I've probably killed assistants before.
Alright.
Should I be reading this? Should I not?
I mean, you can read it, it's fine.
Because we don't know which two he's gonna pick anyway, right?
I mean, I will tell you what I pick.
Oh, well, that's nice of you.
Alright. So, you hear, the last words you hear are, very well. And you feel an anger boil in your blood from deep underneath. Like, this is, you've never felt this kind of goddamn like.
The blood is just raging! Just right there! All the blood!
And
Volcanic.
Anger just pouring over you. There's anger on your chin
Oh,
and your eye.
God. If this isn't
Imagine a representation of like every role-playing group on the planet. It's like, we're gonna take this intense, serious moment and make it about blowjobs.
Make it about
It made itself about blowjobs. I think that was nice.
So you feel this rage
It was like-
boil from within, and it's not just your anger. Like, this is something you've never really felt. You felt a protectiveness. You know what it's like when someone that you care about is deeply hurt, but this is that 1,000-fold. And it's not just contained within you either. As the Red Sister comes into your body and possesses you, and you know you cannot keep her there for long. It is going to take everything you have to hold on to her there.
And I told him me was the last thing I said to him right before
Yep.
this happened.
So you said that out loud?
You did.
I tried to, yes.
The last thing you can see in the real world before your eyes before your vision is consumed with this nightmare hellscape, is red light beginning to glow from the warriors that have already fallen, that fell to the vision earlier. The rest of you see a pall burst forth with red light, and the eyes of the Corpal warriors that were down begin to glow, and them stand up
With red?
with red.
Who's up?
Krios, you seem excited. I gotta give it to you.
Come on, just answer. So we... The thing is, we didn't hear him confer with the moon goddess to say that, like, whatever body she's in has to die. So, like, don't metagame it, because we don't know that, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We know you yelled
Me.
me,
And then Red.
and then you got it. So I was just running toward Talura, who is no longer red, right?
Nope.
Gonna like heel turn back. And
So like
start running.
you were running, and then she stopped being red, and there was a glow in the middle of the crowd.
Yeah.
And
So
then
probably
she
turned back.
stopped being red, and then a pall.
Yeah. So when a Paul started being red, probably gonna try and use a gadget on that. Although it's tough because I know what should happen. But I'm gonna just, as I'm running up, throw an electric emitter flask
Mm-hmm.
at Paul's feet. Idea being to just disable him. Just like.
Oh, you're
send out-
trying to like shock his.
Yeah, like throw one of these gadgets to like under him or on him or whatever, to just bzz, like disable the situation. Because what I'm worried about is them doing like the thing again that's gonna moonbeam somebody.
The laser finger.
Yeah.
The
So
laser.
I'm basically playing whack-a-mole with like where this red woman's
Mhm.
popping up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'll do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a gadget attack, ain't it?
Okay. I will once again use a charge.
Is it your last one? I think it might be.
I don't know. How many do I have? Two or
Yeah, 2. It's up at the top. Your hold.
three? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use it.
Okay. So your goal here was not necessarily to deal damage, correct?
Yeah, it was mostly to disable.
Okay. So make a choice. You already spent 1 shoulder charge to roll with plus intelligence.
Yeah, so I don't have any charges left.
Yeah.
So I think I'll just take the damage.
The damage reduction?
Oh, minus.
Well, I mean, this
Well,
is
I'm not
weird.
doing any
You're not-
damage,
so I think
yeah.
you would probably take damage. Yeah, that's fine. You will take a d6 damage.
Okay,
um,
what happens?
So you were afraid that she was going to
Mm-hmm.
finger laser somebody, and as you throw the flask, you see her, or you see a Paul
Yeah.
bring that finger over towards you, and you're like, "Yep, that's what I was trying to."
No.
And then she lowers her finger, and you see the beam of light crash down, and right as it's about to hit you, he gets shocked, falls, the red light fades from him, and you take 1d6 damage. And you
Okay.
take 1 damage. That's amazing.
It's a good roll.
I roar in approval.
What-
I don't know what that
What
means.
is it actually? What are you actually saying?
Yes!
Alright.
What did he say?
Yes!
I'm on the ground.
No, what did he say?
Yes!
We'll talk later.
I'm on the ground electrocuted like, yes.
And then you
Get done.
see a red light glow around the little sparrow again.
Oh,
And she starts raising. And we're going to take a little break because I really need to pee.
Does
So,
she still have a boot on her head?
she has remnants of a boot, yes.
Okay.
We're going to take a little break because I really need to pee. So, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't go nowhere.
Until this week.
Until this week.
Alright. I just want to say, I really want to
Hey, beautiful people! Welcome back to Movers and Breakers. Where we last left off, we were in the middle of a gripping battle against the Red Sister, and not a whole lot happened.
That's who that was.
It started off with her possessing the little sparrow, and
Just thought she was a bright
over the
green
course of the last hour,
Didn't know.
she managed to repossess the little sparrow, and so that's where we are now.
Where we started. Except for Paul's unconscious.
Except for Paul is conscious. He's
Oh,
roused
wow.
back, yeah.
He's now not the
He's-
Red Sister.
He's no longer the Red
Is
Sister.
the Sparrow's older sister still
He's
unconscious?
probably still being electrified though,
He is still being electrified.
because I built the spec.
Paul's older sister is unconscious because you punched her as a gorilla.
Perfect.
Well, you mean
Sparrows.
Not a pulse.
Sparrow's a
Sorry, spare.
Paul's
yes,
older sister
to
is
Laura,
somebody that I have
to Laura,
had relations with.
and that's canon now
That's canon. Yep.
because that's how this
Canon.
game works,
What's
guys.
her name?
Canon.
On a scale of 1 to
Japal.
Moon Goddess.
Oh, she's definitely at least 2 above the Moon Goddess. She's like a 9. She's
Oh.
totally a 9.
You haven't even seen a picture of the moon guys. You don't even know.
But she's not very smart. Like, really, really not smart.
Well, it took him 7 years to get through Paladin school, so it's not entirely surprising.
It was a joke.
We're starting to understand.
It was only 5.
why he always says, like, by the light! I think it's the only thing that his parents taught him how to say. Really.
Like, he's like that kid being interviewed that's like, well, oh shit, what did he say? It's like,
Omelette du fromage.
no.
That's a reference for everybody.
That's a good one, but
Texas
the,
Thank you!
no. The kid
Dorfman!
got interviewed that's like, well, apparently, and it's clear that like his grandpa just said, well, apparently all the time, and so he started saying for everything. It's like,
Apparently,
Anyway.
You
the
hear-
it's like,
dinosaurs.
well, apparently this is my first time on television, and he's like 7 years old. You're like, where did you learn this?
You hear,
Anyway, sorry.
still bickering amongst yourselves, are you? And
Always.
the
This is after a break.
the warriors that were raised with by the Red Sister, overcome with bloodlust, now charge towards Apollo. Paul, what do you do?
I'm like shocked, and I just got possessed again.
No, you're
And
not possessed.
You're
right?
unpossessed. You're
Well,
fine.
I just like
Oh,
got
okay.
possessed again, and I'm just like, I need to stop like getting myself, sacrificing myself, trying to help everyone. So I'm like getting up slowly, like kind of like, you know, after you just get shocked, or
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, like. Friends, we must kill the person the Red Goddess is in while she's in there to defeat her. I tried to take her in myself. Bad communication, clearly. Krios got it, but you know he's super smart.
Did he?
So, what do you guys think we should do?
Perfect. You take D12 plus 2 damage. Roll it for me, buddy.
It's okay.
I threw an army of dudes at you, and you're like,
He's
let's
dodging.
talk. And I'm
He's
like,
dodging.
no.
like, gentlemen.
You're explaining. It's like, it's okay, guys. It's totally fine.
I mean, I have to say, that information was critical.
I needed to get it out as soon as I could.
You did.
So
You told her
D6,
what the-
2d6.
Actually,
agree.
hang on. Let me think this through, because it's not actually a D12 plus. It is a D8 plus 4. Sorry,
Can he?
So just roll a d8.
1 D8 plus 4.
Right there. Just hit that one. Yep. And then we're just going to add 4 to it. Magically.
It seems like a high number.
Using
I
math.
bet he rolls 2.
Oh, yeah.
You
That's
take.
an experience point, though.
You take. It's
It's
not.
not.
It's not. You take 10 damage, and you don't get experience.
Just taking damage is an experience.
Yeah.
All right, I'm at
points.
I'm at 12 hit points.
Okay, yeah, you're surrounded by bloodthirsty warriors. Rivers,
Oh, no.
what do you do, man?
Oh, the moral questions.
Do another speech or something.
Oh,
Except you're a
boy.
gorilla, so.
I'm like on the ground, like speech.
Well, I feel
Speech.
I'm going to use my last gorilla point to punch out this little girl because I feel like I don't want. I do not. I want somebody else to die. This is politically possible.
So to
Perfect.
save the kids, we have to knock all the kids unconscious.
Okay.
No, she's the new. She's
Hey,
gonna be the new
what would
leader of this
happen
place.
if we
You
knocked
know what?
everyone unconscious?
You spend the hold. I need to see that hack and slash, buddy.
All
If
4,000
everyone-
people?
Yeah.
There's 4,000 people
I'm
here.
gonna kill one of the other ones.
Alright, well in that case, it seems like they have way too many people.
They have a good
It's just
number.
0.025% of their population we have to kill right now. It's not that bad.
Remember, there's a lot of diplomacy going on.
I really
here.
wish this worked for you because there was a cool option that I had, but that's fine.
I didn't see what happened.
You fucked.
You
You
got a
fucked
6.
real bad.
Oh, no.
You're right at the edge of fuck.
Experience
You're
point
on
bad?
the side of fuck.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, experience point bad.
Oh,
Alright.
nice.
So you come
It doesn't
running
matter.
at
Experience.
you come running at her.
Mhm.
You hurl that gorilla punch, and as you do, your gorilla form begins to disintegrate.
Oh no.
And
That
the
was
little
bad.
sparrow phases through it. She becomes red light,
Nice.
and just you see flickering after images of her appear
Mhm.
moving behind her. And then you realize why those blessed by the Red Sister can reknit their wounds so quickly. But for you, it is a completely different experience. She takes her hands and sinks them into your skin, and for some reason this time when she does, it is like you are made of clay,
Oh no.
and shapes you and tosses you. You're a turtle.
Well, that's honestly that's amazing. All right.
I'm just imagining you
She
being a turtle.
rearranged
That was
your-
amazing. I agree.
We're like, what did he say?
He said it
Gus,
was amazing.
you have 3 hold. Until you spend them, you are a turtle.
Oh my God, so good. How big of a turtle am I? What kind of turtle?
I'll,
am I?
I'll give you like the big turtles, like you know what I mean, right? Like the
A big snapping turtle?
Like a
Like
bigger
a sea turtle? Or does he have
turtle?
like feet?
he's got feet. I'm gonna give him feet. That's
That's a tortoise.
yeah. A
Some
tortoise. Sorry,
turtles have
apologies. A
feet.
tortoise.
Yeah, I
you,
mean, they
you
all
know the
have
ones
feet.
that like the ones that like lived like 120. They're like this fucking
Tortoises.
So you're like a dire tortoise.
I'm a larger tortoise.
Asmodeus.
So yeah,
So I'm just trying to piece this together in my head of what happened just now. He went for a punch, she redirected it, and then collapsed the gorilla into a tortoise
Into a
and went
tortoise.
out.
and it was just like I'm done with this.
Okay. So she's not possessed though right now.
The
No, she
little
is
sparrow is possessed.
Is she the main focus of possession right now?
Yes.
She is, right? Okay.
But now the warriors have had their bloodlust awakened in them, and they are currently beating out another.
Okay.
You're very cute.
What are all the paladins doing right
Our ally paladins, our people.
You told them to stand down.
now?
I actually told them to earn it back and protect these people.
Oh, you're right.
Also true.
Just
I typically
That's
don't
still
give
gonna be-
NPCs moves.
That's fine.
My-
I, mean,
my
I don't need them
apologies.
to have moves. I just want
No,
to be,
let's fucking get 'em in here,
very
man.
Clear.
That's gonna be tricky, given these people are just like start.
Yeah, I feel like other paladins would have
Like earn it back in this situation is like okay, but like literally the only people that have been possessed seem to be very important. So like, do you?
Right.
Are you telling me to kill? I'm so.
I get it.
No. So what I'm telling you
Yeah.
is if you want them to participate, you got to tell them what to do.
Oh, okay. I see.
Okay. But yeah, fuck it, Krios.
Alright,
It's your turn. I don't know why, but it is. Seems
So I
right.
just like 1 hit point, and then I see that Paul is back up and starts making a speech when he gets like assailed again. So this time I'm going to use a different trinket. I'm not going to make a gadget attack, but I'm just going to throw let me look it up real quick. The magnetic shielding trinket
Mhm.
around him.
Around who?
Paul.
Okay.
So
And what
same
is your
throw I just made pretty much.
what is your goal here?
The goal is to kind of like push people away from him, so that he has a second to like get his bearings.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. God,
So
this
just do the electric one. The second it's worn away,
That's a
your
field
eyes
test.
are
a
red,
bunch
I'm
of
just like,
squeaky noises.
that's a field test.
There's so many sweet noises.
field test. No modifier. I can't see my life.
The red goddess has taken form.
11.
The red goddess has taken form.
She's entering.
There she is.
It worked as expected, but choose one.
All right.
Oh, someone's getting taken away.
I didn't.
Bye, Asmodeus.
Hi,
I'll
dog.
say the.
Bye, Lola.
I'll say the second. So Paul starts getting covered in people. I throw this little like triangle, this like metallic triangle at him, and it hits kind of where the electrical one hit. The electrical one's down there, and this one just goes and kind of sends all the people away.
And all their weapons that they're gripped to, that are made of metal, send them flying away. And as far as you can tell for now and for a while, Paul will be safe from the crowd. But you see the trinket crackle and then sputter out. You can still feel the force of the magnetic field, like locked into remnants of his armor and the stuff that he's carrying. But right now, your gadget is not working.
Sure.
Can I?
Yeah. Tell him. Play some Dungeon World, man. Give me some.
I'm gonna turn to Paul now that I see that he has like thrown people away. I want to take. So dumb, but I'm gonna do it.
I love it.
I tell Paul, just say, like, me next. Give her to me. And I'm going to take 2 arrows out. I'm going to drop my bow, take 2 arrows out. I'm just going to sink them both into my own chest.
Oh,
to lower my own hit points down.
Oh,
And
what
I
a
say,
baller move.
Bring it.
All right.
And as I do this, I just turn to Asmodeus as I like drop down to one knee. I say, because I'm in you.
Holy shit. All right. Oh my god.
So then, as I'm protected.
Wait.
Yeah, chill.
All right. Paul, do you listen?
Of course. I cry.
Roll to plus channel with +1.
I
cry.
A tear
Take
drops from my
2d8
eye
damage.
as I
2d8
realize
damage?
that he's trying to do exactly what I did.
You should have 1d8 tears.
It's just 1d8. Do I have to roll for tears too?
Yes!
Do I roll for tears?
What was that roll for?
I need you to
Damage?
roll.
Damage to
to-
himself.
god.
I just rolled 2d8 and I rolled 15.
How many health points do you have?
I have 20 total.
Okay,
So
that's pretty good though.
All right. I need you to roll your channel move with +1.
Ooh, I get plus
Dork, don't fuck this up. He just stabbed himself so hard. Of all the times for Dork to have a great roll. Paul have a great roll. That was a good one.
All right.
Seems like what he did.
Your eyes blare with white light, and you hold your hand up to the little sparrow, and you grab the image of her in your mind, and you drag it, the light moving with it, trapped in your hand from your perspective, over to Bear, and you let go. And as you do, you see Bear on his knees with 2 arrows planted into his chest.
We should let Asmodeus do it.
That's such a dick move.
No, I think it's
He's also
poetic.
sunk into the ground. You have to like chisel him out of the earth.
I'm willing to do that.
Whoever's up next.
You
Freeing Asmodeus
So,
multiple times.
Paul, it will take your entire focus to keep her there.
Yeah, I'm just like,
You're locked into it, and as you are, you see the red light. You see a red light glow around Talura, and she gets up and she starts walking towards you. And you notice she doesn't have any metal on her, and there's no magnetic field protecting you from her. Rivers, what do you do?
I'm going to use my special tortoise power to
I've got your fucking tortoise.
My special tortoise power.
I had this vision playing in my head of what this would be, and I'm just like,
Tortoise
no,
points.
you're a tortoise.
Tortoise points coming up. Coming
I'm
in
gonna
hot.
try-
Tortoise points.
I'm going to try to trip Talura as she's heading towards a paw. Just really trip her up.
Wait,
With my
it's like a 6-year-old girl's not gonna see a tortoise coming out to trip her. She's walking, and it's just like,
There's a lot going on.
Tortoise
I'm gonna come-
points.
I'm going to really
You know what?
just try to
You
trip
absolutely.
her.
I'm
Spend
gonna
a
really
whole-
quick Google
Spend a whole to just trip her up.
a tortoise
You get
max
to do
speed.
this. Why don't you go
At
ahead?
an average speed of 0.63 miles an hour. The Guinness Book of World Records maintains the record for fastest tortoise. The tortoise ran at an average speed of 0.63 miles per hour. You're a dire tortoise, so let's assume it's double.
Maybe
Going a mile
he's
an hour.
disguised as a rock, and he's just like he's gonna like slightly move, like just enough, like underneath one of her feet, that she's just gonna stumble, you know?
I hope you
Wow.
were pretty close to her passing. Your trajectory
Obviously,
in the
it's up to the DM. I'm gonna
I'm
try
letting this happen because it's way too funny.
just gonna.
Tortoise point.
Can he use 2 tortoise points to go 2 miles?
No, he can only use one because being a tortoise is.
Can he still use a gorilla point as a tortoise?
He has no gorilla points.
He only has tortoise points.
Can you imagine if he was tortoising around and then all of a sudden just gorilla punch? And then back to it?
So I believe this is this defend?
It is. Wow, I didn't think there was a move for this. You're right. It's defend. Go for
Here
it, buddy.
goes. I got a 12.
Yes! Yes! Oh,
This
this is
is
so amazing.
remarkable.
Tabletop of the itch.
Whew, all right.
I get hold. We get hold 3.
This is a different hold, yes. So you
Oh.
can spend one of these different holds, defend holds, to achieve one of these effects. Which one would you like to achieve?
Have the attack's effect or damage.
Perfect.
Just
Talora.
like a minor distraction.
You're just nibbling at her ankle.
I mean, you're literally a tortoise. My abs hate me right now. I've laughed way too much. So she's walking forward, glowing with red light, hair like floating in the wind. She holds up a hand, and her finger rises as though to do exactly what the true possessed of the Red Sister does. And right as she starts bringing her finger down, her foot is moving forward and trips over a tortoise, and she tilts to the side, finger still coming down. The beam of light clips off, Paul, take 1d12 plus 2 damage, and then whatever the result is, divide it by 2, because your boy got you, I guess.
Amazing.
So, she is like half possessed now, like the soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm possessed.
You're
1d12.
You are the vessel.
I am the vessel.
You are the vessel.
Five
So
health
to
guys, come
tell you what's happening is she is she's taking rage and bloodlust that is latent or hidden within a person and blossoming it and awakening it.
Yeah.
So how much damage you do, buddy? Paul.
He didn't roll yet.
You gotta roll it.
I'm about to.
Jesus fucking Christ.
5.
Alright, you took 13.
That was a D10.
It was a D12. 13 plus, so it's 13 damage divided by
6.
2 is, well, we'll call it 6. I don't, yeah, we'll round
You
down.
always round down. Oh, in D&D.
In D&D, yeah, but whatever. We'll round down because it's a defend move. I'll give that benefit to the players. You take 6. You take 6 damage. How you doing, buddy?
I'm in pain.
Yeah. How much pain?
I'm at
112.
I really hope that's. I mean, that would really break the game.
Man, pretty low. Only 112.
6.
All right. Paul. River is just glacially
Can I?
made his way to
She
save
didn't see
you.
me because I was going so slowly. Just not very
Like,
well.
you're not sure if Talura is following T-Rex logic at this point. So you.
I'm still holding the connection.
You're
to
right.
keep-
Actually, you can't move. I apologize.
Well, can I
You
talk as I'm doing this
This is everything. Actually,
to the
what do you
to
wanna
the
say?
goddess?
to the goddess. What do you want to say?
I just want to be like,
Hell.
there's about 50 paladins who got the clip notes, so they're not on the same level as me. But
It's the just
please Utilize them. Help them protect us. Give them a sign to take action and help us, please.
You hear a tragic voice come back. When I give a command, people follow without question, and freedom would not allow that. I am sorry. I cannot do this.
I just keep holding it in, my friend.
Oh man.
Do it.
What?
Said y'all gonna make me do it.
No, actually. Bear. If you want to give the command, it's gonna take a roll.
Or a whistle. Or
I'm gonna tell you what failing this roll would cost you. If you fail the roll, she will leave you.
She will leave me.
She will leave you and possess someone else.
Okay.
And that means that all the damage you did to yourself and the sacrifice that you're about to try to make will be lost.
Sure.
Do you try in this moment to get a word out? You don't have to.
No, I think I made myself pretty clear.
I think so.
I think I made myself pretty clear. And I'm also like the way I'm envisioning this is like I'm doing my best to distract her too,
Mm-hmm.
and just like I'm showing her every way I can imagine of how the Wara Ray are not weak and are not cowards.
This is why you roleplay with other people, guys. Because you can't fight shit like this. It is you.
Here's the thing.
He's a turtle.
I still don't know if Krios knows what's going on. Like,
Discern it.
Apollo does
Discern it. No one else can. No one else can do
Paul
it.
did say it pretty clearly, but this is
did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like, we have to kill
Okay, that's right.
the one
Yeah,
who's
you did.
possessed.
Alright, so
and
he
then I
was
took 10
And then,
damage.
yeah, you're smart enough, and Bear's just like,
I would say that you're probably smart enough, but you
No,
can
no,
play
it's
yourself
pretty
as
smart.
distracted as you
No,
want.
I was just if there was a mention of it, he would catch it, right? Because he's looking for a way to do this with like minimal bloodshed. And at this point, he's realizing like someone is gonna have to get capped. So if at this point, he's looking at like he probably looks to Rivers to see if he'll do it, but he's stuck as a turtle. Looks to Paul to see if he'll do it, but sees that he's focused, and is like process of elimination. Like, all right,
I want to make eye contact with you. Like,
yeah.
you're the only one. Do it.
You so.
It's like,
I don't.
It's
I
like
don't-
a-
I'll layer it once you.
It's like an Iron Man thing where he like looks at Doctor Strange and he's like,
Oh my God! It's this.
About to kill Iron Man. This is ridiculous.
okay, so from probably like 25 feet away, he's just gonna like be like, I think I could have learned a lot from you, and then he'll go for it. Yeah. No wait, I think or he said I learned a lot from you, and then he's gonna miss probably just because like
Just
Well,
go your
No,
most-
no. He's a helpless opponent at this moment. You literally just deal your damage, and if you give the command to fire,
Oh,
the Gaura Ray will.
well, I'm not telling them anything.
Then you don't. All right, let's see what damage you got. Seriously?
I didn't even see it.
Wow, that's
8.
enough.
Yeah.
That's enough. I am at -3.
All right.
All right, I got
Takes
bet.
the
I
mercy
got
shot.
terrible news for you guys.
She
Oh.
possesses a Polymax.
Krios,
What?
I need you to roll plus charisma.
Just RD plus charisma?
Just plus
2 to
charisma.
6 plus charisma, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's all just like charisma.
You got it. Oh my God, what the fuck?
I don't even know what that means yet.
I don't know either, but it's great.
So she didn't possess me on the way out?
No. So, if you kill someone possessed by the Red Sister, here's what the move is. Roll plus charisma. On a miss, she feeds off your bloodthirst and possesses you. On a 7 to 9, she is hurt but possesses someone else who has either red eyes or is currently berserk, which is a lot of people. On 10 plus, she is wounded and sent reeling. You don't know when you'll hear from her again, but you pray it isn't soon.
Wow.
So,
So it's like we did as well as we could, but it still doesn't feel great.
it's a goddess.
Yeah, you can't kill a goddess. You can only make her slumber.
Again, not with that attitude.
So,
It's a man of science.
You-
Kill a goddess.
hold up your hand. Describe this mechanical gauntlet for me that you got.
So I think people will picture an Iron Man gauntlet, but it's a lot jankier than that.
Mhm.
It's like a leather glove, it's like a wand glove.
It's like his
That he, like-
his first gauntlet.
Yeah, he like built a bunch of like there's a bunch of like metal coils around the arm, and then there's kind of like because his mechanical or his like armor is basically like gears, or sorry, not gears, like a frame that then
Mhm.
has like steel beams across to like
Yeah,
protect
yeah.
from like big impacts. So it just kind of goes to the glove, and then it's like 3 rings, and then like an exoskeleton almost, and then like a flashlight-looking thing here that then shoots the beam. So when it fires, it kind of like vibrates a little bit, and then kind of like haphazard. So it's not quite as like elegant as an Iron Man. But yeah, that's what it looks like.
Where do you put it? Where do you put the blast?
Probably to the heart, yeah, because he doesn't want to like mar the face.
Appreciate it.
Bear. How do you die?
With a knowing look, first if I have the strength to do this at all, I kind of like give a look to a Paul as like a thank you for letting me do this. And then I go to Krios and just as it hits my heart, it looks like I'm looking at the beam, but you know that all I'm doing is like nodding a thank you, but I can't get my head back up. And then, like Asmodeus is just like.
And as you
I'm like, don't fucking care.
and as you fall, body limp, your head turns, and your dead eyes look right at Rivers.
Learn that some nature shit.
I don't know if tortoises can cry. This tortoise is falling.
That might be a Guinness World Record. Probably, yeah. So what? Are there still red-eyed people around?
Not anymore.
Thank God.
Am I
The
still stuck in
Light ends. The force that kept you in this form ends.
So if I can react, I'm still holding it, and I realize I'm not holding anything anymore.
Mhm.
And I'm like, bring it back! Bring it back! Bring it back!
I go back into human form and fall to my knees.
Oh well,
sobbing.
don't you need to do 2 more turns?
No,
He
no,
doesn't.
he said I was no longer stuck.
You hear a voice. He was never one of my paladins. He never had he never accepted me, and I can do nothing for him.
Give me the power to bring it back! Please.
I cannot give you what I do not have. I am sorry. And with that, you see light crack at the horizon as the sun begins to rise. Bear, roll your last breath.
Ooh, alright.
Yeah. You get to talk to death and stuff.
Cool. Do I have any modifiers on this?
You don't get modifiers on this ball.
I get an experience point, guys.
Sure do.
Level 2 corpse.
Dying is
Level
an experience.
2.
Oh God. That's not good.
Actually, sorry. Was it your time?
Yeah, I'd say so.
It was. You sacrificed. There was no
Yeah.
roll allowed.
Yep.
You died.
Mm-hmm.
You see your last vision in your you see Krios open up his palm and a light blasts from it. And as you see his palm unfolding, you turn to a Paul, you give him the look, and you nod, coming back as your head moves over to face Krios. You never feel yourself hit the ground. You feel yourself laying on the ground. Very shallow water. Frigid cold. And you open your eyes.
It's orange all around.
Everything.
Asmodeus!
In very shallow water, there are smooth stones underneath you, and above you, you open your eyes and you see a cloudy sky that goes off to infinity. You stand up and you see burnt posts from a civilization long lost on a shore, and you turn and the shore leads up to a black gate. And behind you, you hear, didn't think it'd be you.
Who dat? Who dat?
You turn, and behind you is a black cloaked figure holding a scythe with a porcelain mask and porcelain hands. It's death.
So do you like wear that all the time, or do like
Only for you.
do you ever like wash yourself underneath there, or?
I am what you make me to be.
Oh.
And he starts walking.
Are all instructions gonna be this unclear? Like, am I following you? Am I? Fuck it,
You've always
and
known.
I just follow.
You made this choice.
Of course I did.
Do you
Yeah.
regret it? As you guys are walking up the shore.
I hope he understands.
Do you regret it?
No.
And he walks up to the gate. Then he takes 2 steps to the side and holds out his hand toward the gate. Then I have nothing more to say to you. You did well.
I hope he understands. I walk out the gate.
The black gate closes behind you. And Bear is dead. You guys are fucking good. The day breaks. And as it does, the warriors stir from their bloodlust. And Jalen, you can see him in the first light of the dawn, stunned. Because Bear was the last person he expected that from. What do you do?
Feels like a reverse thing.
I'm just very emotional. Yeah. I'm just gonna raise my voice as loud as I can and say, my good friend Bear sacrificed himself for peace. And that's all authorities. Let's make sure it's not wasted. Let's put down our arms and talk and see where it takes us.
As the light continues to brighten, you can see that the faces of the Gaurare. Their bows are still drawn, their arrows are still knocked, but tears are streaming from all of their eyes. And from the looks on their face, their heart's not into it anymore.
Can Krios walk up? He's gonna take the glove off, like as he's walking up, and then with the hand, like reach out to Asmodeus, who I assume is like looking over Bear.
Mm-hmm.
He's just kind of like,
Still trapped?
oh, well then he's gonna keep the glove on and try to like excavate him,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't know.
Actually, you know what? That's a terrible scene. He's free.
Well, yeah, if she's dead, I assume I
it's
can
a
mention
terrible
her.
scene.
Yeah. So if he comes out and is looking over the body, he'll take the glove off and just kind of like rub him behind the ears as he like looks over Bear. That's it.
Yeah.
Um,
Bear, or Asmodeus, walks over. You're scratching his head as he does, and Asmodeus sniffs around. What's out of?
I just look at the paladins and say, the one that acted most like a paladin wasn't even a paladin.
6 years of training.
Right, I'm thinking that, but I'm not saying it.
Damn it! He didn't even.
It takes 6.5 more years
Like,
than what you put into this.
Clearly I hate them because you all think I'm like, you know, whatever. So I'm like, he put himself in front of his son Riho. If this is a friend of Riho, you know he will become a great leader if these are the people he surrounds himself with. Like River said, let's not waste this.
Talura walks up and says, "To you, Paul. The White Sister acted through you.
Yes.
Who are we now?
Or whatever we make us.
Who are we now?"
We can be whatever we want to be. But we'll turn to Riho for that answer.
Riho's our leader as well.
Riho is, you see him like picking himself up over by the head table where the chief and the shaman were earlier. And he walks towards you and said, I think I was ready to be chief. But if we are to be one tribe, are we even to have chiefs?
We don't have to figure that out now.
Yeah.
The answer will come.
The future does not have to be decided today.
Perhaps,
Only that.
perhaps Krios can help us figure out some other options. You've seen plenty of other villages and cities.
An outsider who has no history of blood between us.
Krios the Broken.
God damn it. No.
Just kidding. Retract.
No.
Retract.
The whole episode is ruined. Burn it. Delete it from all the hard drives.
Krios just kills himself.
Dry wretches.
No, he's kind of like just like looking at Bear and like petting a bear, like absent-minded. Is just like, when he looks back, he's like, I don't know if this is insensitive, but I don't see much of a difference between you people in the first place.
That was the best thing you could have said, friend.
And I think Rio is one of the best among you.
He means we have more in common than we do differences.
That's exactly what I mean. There's a lot of right.
Yeah, you people all seem the same to me.
What do you mean, you people?
Didn't say that. You could certainly do worse for a leader than Rio. He was always kind to everyone he's ever met, as well as outsiders. Not that you need one chief, but perhaps to oversee whatever transition. And then I'll turn around and look back down.
Perhaps our leadership should meet your leadership and just start talking.
And then you hear a voice. And as you turn to look at that voice, you see it is Leora, and then it is not. You see Leora with her wild blonde mane and her fierce red eyes. As she walks forward, her form shifts. For a druid can take any form.
Well,
Her hair turns
some
black,
shit
her
does.
eyes turn green. And you see Lena.
Wait.
so I'm
get it.
confused.
I was a tortoise, and now I'm just confused.
No.
Like, I was fine as a tortoise, but now I'm confused.
No, it's exactly the question that I posed. Where I was like,
Yeah,
well, I'm
but-
confused about the
Where's
genealogy
Brooklyn?
thing. They're the same. Checks out. So this bitch been playing us all along.
And you see in her face that this did not go according to plan.
No shit.
And and she begins to speak. She says, I suppose if this is to work, I am to leave, but I should tell you why things are the way they are. I figured out how our ritual works. I realized you could see the past with it. And so I searched in the past. And I saw how we were exiled and how we were one people. And I thought to bring us back together. And I found a way to do it. But things were not supposed to play out like this. I had expected it. Ria would have had so much more time, but I messed up. So he's your chief and your druid councilman and my son, and I think if this is to work, I have to go. She turns to look at Rio and says, should have told you, I guess. What do you do?
I'll just throw out like, and why do you have to go? For all your missteps, you're still a very wise individual, and your son could use your guidance, as evidenced by what our friend Rivers told us of your counsel the previous night.
I guess I suspected there would be some ill blood.
You were only trying to help. We only realize this now that you admit everything. But if you can truly look into the past,
But
perhaps that can help us. We can harness
Move
that
into
and
the future.
make a better future.
to be a bit more blunt than them, I think you're retreating because you're trying to impose some kind of penance on yourself, and I sympathize with that feeling right now. But I think your true penance should be serving these two people with your wisdom, rather than retreating with, to handle your guilt on your own. Stay.
Smart.
Come on, load properly and let me remember these fucking names.
We
It's
can't
like a
we
weird
can't
thing for her to
speak
say.
for all the people here, but that is
Of course we can.
But as the ones who have guided and made all these brilliant decisions to
Thank
bring
you,
us
Kyle.
to peace.
You're a brilliant friend. That is when you hear the current shaman, Aliana, step up.
Is that the midget's name? Girl?
The midget.
No.
She's not a midget.
No.
No,
She's just
the active shaman as
None of
opposed to
that
the
was okay.
anointed.
The dwarf? The dwarf?
Sorry.
the
I
tortoise
just meant
girl.
the short person, actually. I didn't even mean the little person. So.
wow.
The dwarf?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is it racist? Are you?
Just a slightly smaller person.
She's
The
just
child.
younger
Let's say
than
child. Is
No,
it the child?
it's
not
not.
the child.
It's the
Okay.
current shaman.
Hmm.
The actual shaman, as opposed to the anointed shaman, who will eventually become the shaman. Once the current shaman's dead, you got it perfect.
Got it.
Walk forward and say, "You have plotted to overthrow our way of life."
Who's she speaking to?
Lena. And walking forward, you can sense this fury build in her. And she says, and you expect to just walk away? And no, I will not accept some service penance.
What do you suggest?
And she opens her mouth as though to say,
Murder.
to pass a sentence, and she looks at Bear's body and closes her mouth.
Let's give like a good like noogie to Asmodeus.
I love that Adam started to play, you know?
Yeah.
I'll look to Rio and be like, are you willing to bear this burden? For the time being.
And Rio looks up, and you can see the moon is still there, because the moon is often there when the sun is out. And looking at the moon, he says, "You know, I haven't made a lot of choices in my life, but I think I'll choose this." And we fade to black.
Woo!
Nice job, guys. Fucking brilliant performance.
Pour one out.
Should I kill the screen?
Pour
Yeah.
one out.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Woo! That was something.
Ciao.
I'm glad we honored this story with in-person ending.